guys, it's Ashley and I'm bringing you a video today all about how I try and keep the wheels on the bus for my small business. So if you're new to my channel, like I said, my name is Ashley and I'm a serial entrepreneur and I like to make, create, and start businesses and thankfully keep them going. On this channel, I've talked a lot about starting my candle business, and I've been taking you guys along with me on how things are going through the peaks and the valleys. We're headed right into Q4 and towards the end of the sales year. You're probably feeling a lot of like the stress and anxiety if you've already launched your product and you're watching this video. And it's just a big, it's kind of like Super Bowl season, if you will, for candle makers, product makers, anyone alike. Q4 is just the buying season, as we all know. And if you are a product-based business, this is where the majority of your bread and butter, your profits come in, that you try and string along for the other quarters of the year to make your business successful. And so what I wanted to share with you guys today, because it's something that is ingrained in my day-to-day life as a small business owner, and especially because running a product-based business, margins and numbers are just, it's the foundation of my business. And I am a very analytical person. I love looking at reports and I love looking at numbers, but I know that that's daunting for a lot of people. I wanted to share with you guys a little bit of insight in the ways in which my brain works and how I like to kind of map out my weeks and my months and my year, but then also how I try not to overwhelm that, because I'll be honest, right now I'm looking at just a lot of bills and a lot of changes going into 2024 that have got me up at night and stressed financially. And so in an effort to try and root myself back down into reality and not bite off more than I can chew, I just wanted to share with you guys what my strategic planning looks like and how I kind of track some things in hopes that it might be helpful for you guys. And also in hopes that, Rifle Paper Company just knows that I use every single possible one of their planners and calendars, and maybe they just want to sponsor a girl at some point. I digress, but not really. They've got such cute shit. Oh, you can't even see, because look, I'm a Post-it note freak. That didn't go as planned. All right, let's get into it. Here's the deal. So I run my candle business, and I pretty much have a pretty good sense of where things are going to be. And then I also can change at the drop of a hat, because we have to remain nimble as small business owners. And that's going to be my greatest Achilles in this. It's very hard for me to adapt to change, but I'm getting better and I'm learning. So my brain works in the sense that I want to get granular, but I also want to have a 30,000 foot view. So at the beginning of every year, what I do is I print off these monthly calendar sheets. As you can see, Post-its rule the roost here. And so every year at the beginning of the year, or maybe even in those last few weeks of December, if I'm feeling squirrely, which usually doesn't happen, I print off just a blank month and year. This is July, but I do it for every single, so there's 12 sheets. Let's just not be scatterbrained in this activity. 12 sheets, they're blank, and then I go in and obviously fill in the dates. And then I also go in and I print a quarterly calendar. So I made these off of Canva. These are literally from scratch. If you really want them, you can send me an email and I will send them to you, but it might be a little bit of a turnaround, or if you want to design your own, that's totally fine. But I just wanted a quarterly and a monthly view, ones that were loose leaf so that I could take with me to shop and maybe just take one piece of paper so it's not so overwhelming for a year's worth, so I can focus just down to the nitty gritty of 1 month and then also down to a quarter, if that makes sense. So this one was July, August, and September, so we're rounding out quarter 3. And this is where I go in on a yearly basis and I just kind of map out how much I have a yearly goal. And then I just kind of break out each month and each quarter what I hope to achieve within a goal of a month and of the quarter. So for instance, this quarter 3 goal I'm not going to share that with you guys because again, I always tread very lightly. We're always comparing apples and oranges in these things, and I lead with that because it gets very stressful, and you don't know what my finances are. I don't know what your finances are, so I do not share numbers on this channel when it comes to respect of profits or margins or anything like that, because at the end of the day, your business is your business, my business is my business, and it's very few and far between that they would be the same. But I have my quarterly 3 goal, and then what I do is based on, this was summer months, so I knew that July and August were going to be a lot slower and that September would be a lot higher. So I needed to go in and I needed to respectfully give each month its own goal that I hope to achieve. An effort to get my Q3 goal. So that's one way that I did it. And then when I go and do that, then I go into the month view, and then I break out that monthly goal here. So hopefully I'm not losing you guys. This actually makes sense in my brain. This might be too overlapping. And I can see in a lot of ways for myself where these overlap, but I've just been doing this since literally the first full year of business. So I just want to keep going in this direction. It works for me. This is also really nice because this allows me to kind of map out over the course of the 3 months, like maybe my strategy on releasing a product, maybe my strategy on releasing, a collection. And then this allows me to get more granular on within that release of a collection. Maybe this is where I'm going to send out emails in regards to that collection, the pre-release date, the teasers, things like that. That usually goes here. And then I also put on these sheets here, like different ideas, like these Post-its. These are removable. So if something gets delayed or changed or maybe moved up, haven't experienced that yet, then I can move these Post-its to the next month because of whatever said issue I've come into contact with. So these are just 2 things that I do on my own. I created these in Canva, and they really, really help me just kind of parse out a quarterly perspective and a monthly perspective, and they're interchangeable and they just work for me. You would think by now that I would have them like at least binder clipped or something, but I just like to live in chaos. So there's that. Where Rightful Paper Company comes in, they have this lovely monthly planner. Let me take my little notes off here. This for 2023. It's a monthly planner. You can see here at the bottom. I just love their little designs. It makes me just so happy. And I get it every year from one of my wholesale accounts, actually, in Durango. They have the best stock and inventory, Urban Market in Durango. I love you guys. They have the best stock and inventory of Rightful Paper Company that I can like go and like touch and feel, as opposed to like ordering online. And I found this a couple years ago, like I said, and this has literally been my lifeline for a monthly perspective. And then this is where I track like all of my markets and things that like if I want to go, and I have one from last year and the year before, but if I want to go and I want to look at something like specific to track for, like, this is where I track all my wholesale orders on a monthly basis, just as like a very bird's eye view, because I don't want to get lost in QuickBooks. And the reason being, I know it's overlapping information. I don't go and look in QuickBooks is because I get lost, so it's easier for me to have this here. This is also where I will track like my candle making classes and like scheduling things on a month-to-month basis. I duplicate the information of my goals here just so I know, like bird's eye view. And then I will track, paydays and things like that for my employees. And I will track like the actual take home from each event that I do that tracks on point of sale here. So again, I'm a pen to paper type of gal, so this works really well for me. Like I said, when I go to Shopify Analytics or if I go to QuickBooks, I unfortunately just get lost in other things. And so this is a way that my brain works, even though it's duplicating information. And I absolutely just love it. And it's just pretty and fun to look at. And like I said, I'm a pen to paper gal. So this is a way that my brain just responds. And then I can keep track of different things here. Like if I do like a certain limited release, then I can go and look. And then now I'll look at 2022 and I'll be like, okay, what worked on that? And just more of a detailed experience here. It's really nice because I will track in this column here, I'll track who ordered my wholesale. I do a lot of one-on-one wholesale orderings, meaning that I touch base with people because fair hasn't been successful for me, and because a lot of my wholesale accounts are regionally based. I just keep better track of them here. So if I look and say, okay, you know, these people haven't ordered for, you know, at least 3 pages worth, then I know that I need to reach out to them and touch base and hopefully get a reorder from them. That's like my brain dump for you guys on that. That's how I use this. Now I have another one to further complicate things. This stays pretty much here at my desk at all times. And I was finding that this year I needed to add something different, because I have been going into the shop a lot more, and because I have 2 employees working with me now, at least through the end of the year, because things are chaotic and we've got markets and all these other things. So I went back to Rifle because they have just like the cutest stuff. And planners are hard to come by, and the way in which they map the way your brain works and the way that you receive and like put down information. And so I'm still kind of getting my head around this one, but it has been helpful so far. I picked up this yearly planner because apparently I like to just duplicate everything. But again, this is just the way that my brain works. So maybe one of these works for you guys. Maybe all of them works for you. I don't know. Maybe I just like love the satisfaction of writing things down and checking them off like multiple lists because shit's hard. I don't know. But I just got this one. It starts from August 2023 and goes to the end of 2024. It's probably like a school calendar or something like that. It's got like goals and books to read. Places to explore. Apparently this is not for people who run a business because, I mean, who has that kind of time? The thing that I didn't know in this, because I just picked it up, is that it has a monthly planner in it, and then it has like a weekly breakout in it. So there's that whole deal, which is really nice. And so it is definitely duplicate to what this monthly planner is. But I will say, I just really wanted this one for the weekly breakdown. Maybe I should have like done more research and see if they had an option that was like only weekly, because that would have been probably the best bang for my buck, that I didn't have this like big mammoth. But I really just needed this more so to like break down what I needed to do on like a weekly basis, and more so a mix of like personal. Just to kind of try and keep the wheels on the bus. Like I said, I have 2 girls working at my shop now. So it's just a lot to like keep track of like what their schedules are, what my schedule is, trying to keep track of like my own mental well-being and all of the things. So this is just an added layer, not necessarily something that is like helping my business, but maybe subconsciously it is. I don't know. But here we are. But the 3 main things that I'm using for my business and for tracking and planning are these. So I have the monthly printout sheets that I do, and these are definitely on like a goal basis and a planning basis. I have quarterly printouts, definitely a planning basis. And this one is for just strategically like aligning my numbers. So I'm making sure that like if I don't make something in the first month of a quarter, that I know that I am behind. So the second and third month of a quarter, I've got to like pick up the pace, or maybe I'm already tracking to goal so I can be okay if we have like a bad week and not like pull the fire alarm. And then this one is just the most adorable bread and butter, and I just love it because it gives me a nice bird's eye view, all business related. So take with that what you will, but I thought that this might be helpful, especially as we're getting into the end of the year. Planning season is upon us because let's just face it, as product-based businesses, we can't live in the moment anymore. That's just not an option for us. We have to always be planning and living in the future. Over the course of the last 3 years, I have really found that this is the way that my brain works and that it responds well to, and that I'm able to like confidently look at my numbers, a high point of view, but then also get a bit granular. And then if I need to go and like dive even more into the weeds, I have obviously my QuickBooks accounting, my Inventora, all the other things. Probably creating more work for myself, but this is what works for me. I would love to know what works for you guys. If you have tried and true things out there that you respond really well to that maybe I don't know about, a favorite planner company, things like that, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. And let's just get engaged, guys. Let's share all the wealth of information for everyone to feast upon. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you have any questions, please leave them below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you subscribe and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.